Ahead of launching his full energy strategy, Boris Johnson said he'll bring nuclear home.
We first split the atom in the UK. We had the first civilian nuclear power plant. We're bringing nuclear home with one nuclear plant and one nuclear reactor every year for 8 years rather than one a decade.
Under his government's new energy security strategy, up to 8 nuclear reactors could be built across the country by 2030. The government set up a new body called Great British Nuclear to increase Britain's nuclear capacity. The strategy also outlines plans to support production of oil and gas in the North Sea, rather than importing it from places like Russia. And there's a big emphasis on renewables as the government tries to meet its net zero ambitions. There's plans to increase offshore wind, and for onshore wind, a consultation with a limited number of supportive communities in England who wish to host them in return for lower energy bills. There are also targets to increase solar and hydrogen power. The government says the strategy won't have an immediate effect, though, on rising energy bills.
It brings a measure of energy independence, security of supply to the UK. But you're quite right to say that a strategy takes maybe 3, 4, 5 years, more years, really to land. So in terms of this year, what we've done is we've announced a package of measures, for example, the £150 off council tax for people in bands A to D, £200 off people's bills later in the year.
The Labour leader says it's too little, too late.
All we've got today is a cobbled together list of things that could and should have been done over the last 10 to 12 years. And it doesn't even tackle really important things like insulating homes, which could save £400 on everybody's bill. So it isn't enough, it's too little, it's too late.
This strategy does come amid a rise in the cost of living and as Britain looks to reduce its reliance on Russian oil and gas. Earlier, Boris Johnson said that this new strategy will prevent Britain from being subject to blackmail from people like President Vladimir Putin. But we know from media reports that China General Nuclear has stakes in 3 British nuclear projects, and the French company EDF is behind 6 of them. Boris Johnson challenged on this point earlier.
So, Hinkley, this very impressive site, built by a French company, paid for with Chinese money. What sort of investment are you looking for going forward for these 8 proposed nuclear power stations? This
is an amazing site here, and there are 22,000 jobs on this site, and they're jobs across the whole of they're bringing people in from the whole of the UK, not just in Somerset. And the jobs that we will be creating with our energy strategy, the energy security strategy, will number in the hundreds of thousands, because you're looking at loads of new nuclear plants, you're looking at colossal amounts of offshore wind, and you're looking at a big project also to fix our networks. If you talk to people in the energy sector, one of the most important things we've got to do is make sure that when we get the juice coming in from the North Sea or from the Irish Sea, that it's properly it's handled properly. There's no wastage, and it's done in a way that is efficient. All that is going to involve high-wage, high-skilled jobs for a long time to come.
But it's understood that ministers do want to find ways to prevent China General Nuclear from being part of this project over concerns of the Chinese regime's involvement in critical infrastructure. Jane Worrell, NTD News, London.